Hey guys, welcome to my review of Bioshock. First off, I'm going to talk about the graphics. The graphics in Bioshock, for a game in 2007, to be honest, the graphics were astonishing. They were amazing for the time. Probably, if not the best graphics, some of the best graphics out there. The game was just beautiful. Gameplay mechanics. If I remember correctly, some of the controls were a little wonky. Like, aiming down the sight never really helped. Some of the controls were a little wonky. It's hard to explain. Some of it was just it wasn't that great, but for the most part the controls were good. It's just, whenever a game has a problem in controls, it's usually hard to explain. The aiming in this game was just off. It was wonky. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Gameplay mechanics are okay, except for one part. The single player, which it does not have a multiplayer, so that'll be the bulk of the review. Well, actually, the game only has single player. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of Bioshock 2. The single player in this game was amazing. This game's by far gotta be one of the best games ever made. Now, it's a pretty scary game. If you're easily scared, I don't suggest you to play this. This isn't one of those games that will, like, have pop-ups that will scare you, although I can remember one or two instances where it does have those. Most of the fear in the game is generated by the atmosphere. The atmosphere is just creepy, and that's where most of... Also, some of the stuff is just messed up. Like, you'll see some weird images. You'll just see some weird things. Some stuff in this game is just really... Whoops. Some stuff in this game is just really messed up. And if you get scared by really messed up images, then yeah, it might not be the game for you. The game's story is amazing. It's got to have one of the best stories, one of the most original at least. There's a big, huge plot twist. There's a huge plot twist, and it completely took me by surprise. I did not expect it one bit. I was like, at first I was like, what? It was a pretty good plot twist. The story in this game is great. The gameplay is fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun single player. Basically what most of the game is you're looking for, big daddies and killing the big daddies, and you decide whether to, and the big daddies have little sisters. The little sisters go around, and they collect Atom. The Atom is a currency you can use to buy upgrades, which are called Tonics, and they basically just improve your game. Like a tonic could be like faster movement. I don't know if that's actually a tonic, but I'm just giving you an example. But yeah, that's an example of what Atom does. And when you save a little sister, you decide whether to harvest her for more Atom or to save her and get a little bit less Atom. But the more you save, you'll eventually get rewards for it. And just so you know, it's better to save them. It's way better to save them. The rewards are nice. One other gameplay feature is the Plasmids. Never seen this in any other game before. In one hand, you hold a weapon. In the other hand, you use these things called Plasmids, which are like different powers. It's kind of like using magic in Oblivion or Skyrim. That's kind of what it's like. Like, one of the Plasmids is like an electric shock, and you can like shock your enemies. One of them is fire, which is called Incinerate. So the Plasmids kind of remind me of like magic in a game like Skyrim or Oblivion. So if you've played Skyrim or Oblivion, just imagine using your magic in your left hand with a sword in the right hand. Just imagine the sword isn't a sword and it's like a Tommy gun, and there you go, you pretty much got Bioshock. Also, you have an Atom meter on top of your health in the top left, and every once in a while you have to like inject something into your left hand. Oh no, did I say Atom meter? I meant Eve meter. The Eve you gain by getting these things called, what are they called? Hypos. Hypos, yeah. They're basically the things you use for injection. You can buy them at certain stores. There's like vendors in the game. A big part of the game is hacking, where you go into a little puzzle when you hack things like security cameras and these little vending machines where you can buy stuff like ammo, Hypos, med packs. And when you use plasmids, your Eve meter goes down, and eventually you have to, like I said, inject yourself. When your health gets low, you gotta use a health pack. And that pretty much explains most of the game. My review on Bioshock, I'm definitely going to give this game a 9.5. Bioshock, in my opinion, Call of Duty 4 and a lot of other games were great, but Bioshock's got to be my favorite game of 2007. Unless somebody can mention another game that I might like in 2007, it's got to be Bioshock. I loved Bioshock. It was a great game. I was young when it first came out. I was scared of it, but once I overcame my fear, I loved it. It was a great game. So definitely a 9.5. I might even go to a 9.75. I loved the game, but I'm gonna stick at 9.5. Great game. If you're not easily scared, definitely go check it out. It is a great game.